Hello, it's Beta Ray Ben for Pixel Spank, and it's our 1 year birthday or anniversary. I'm gonna go birthday. Anniversary sounds kind of weird. Plus, it implies something which is technically illegal under this roof. So, haven't really got a lot planned for this, really. Maybe a bit of story time, I suppose. So, I'm calling it the 1 year anniversary. 1 year ago, well, it was February 1st, roundabouts. I changed the name of the channel to Pixel Spank and started referring to everything as Pixel Spank. That was the day that Danny started officially working on the channel. He doesn't anymore so much. Occasionally, he will tell me to shut up, so there is that. A few people have wondered where he is, and I've been very coyly dropping in hints and such as to where he actually is. I'm actually going to come out and say it. This is the biggest clue, this here worm. He works for the people that make worms, Team 17. I think he streams on a Thursday night, actually, if you want to go and bug him at all. Or you can find him on Twitter still. He's around, but he no longer lives nearby this set, so it's kind of awkward. Plus, he works like 50 hours a day. I don't know how he does it. I work like 3 or 4 on a good day. So there's that. Cross that off. It's a very short list of things to get through. Yeah, so that was a year ago. The channel itself actually started about a year before that, in April of 2014. That was when I released the first video, and really that's when it actually started, the channel itself. Now, I started then for one reason and one reason only. I wanted to get free games. I decided if I could get free games, right, then I wouldn't be paying for games, and that's like 90% of what my money goes out on. So it's like, if I can do that, I'm on easy street. So that was the original plan. I achieved that much quicker than I first intended to. I thought, it's gonna be years before I'm even offered the most subtle pilings of shit. But like a month in, someone, I forget his name now, was like, "Oh hey, do you want to look at this bundle we've got going?" It was called the Greenlight bundle at the time. I don't know if they're still going. And I was like, yes, of course I will. And he sent me a key for like 6 different video. It's about 6 Steam keys. And he goes, "Yeah, make whatever you want in these. The bundle goes live in 2 days, so don't put anything out before that." But the bundle was only out for like a week, so it was like just out of nowhere. I was like, I have to do all that. What? So there was that. That happened like 3 or 4 months into the channel. So I was like, well, I need a better plan now. So it's no longer to get free games, though I do still love getting free stuff. I get free games mostly weekly. My new goal is I want free. I want either a free disc-based game, which is unlikely because, well, it's just unlikely. But a full-on retail game. I've been given stuff with like a Steam value of, I think the most I've had is about £12. If I can get something that is like 20 or 30, that's my new one in that category, because I'm both tight and I like free stuff. The real top tier of that is being given either early access to something that is going to be big, or just like Fallout 4 on release day, something stupid like that. Cross that off. Had a few questions before regarding the sword. Now, I used to keep a sword in the background. It was the Master Sword. It's not there anymore, and I'll tell you why. It's because before, when there were 2 of us sat here, we'd be here and here, so you could see it in the corner. Now that's not the case. I just didn't see the point anymore, so I've moved that. It's actually behind where I sit and record any video where I'm sat at the computer. There's actually 2 Master Swords there. I don't know if I've ever shown it in shot. I might. I'll throw something in which shows the camera panning up, and you realise there's 2 behind me. There's an intriguing story behind them. I was buying something on Amazon. I think I was buying like a large length of cable or something, and I couldn't get free delivery, so I just had to add something to the order. I looked in my wish list and those swords, well, one of those swords was on there. So I was like, yeah, I might as well. My birthday was nearby, so I thought I'd treat myself. Got the box, big fucking long box it was. Opened it up, took the sword out, I thought, oh yeah, that's nice. Picked the box up, I was like, this box is quite heavy still. I opened the box further, and there was just another one in there. I didn't order to, but I did get sent to. And I kept it quiet for 18 months before mentioning it, in case the company ever figured it out, which they didn't. So I have 2 Master Swords, both in quite good condition as well. Whereas this sword, this has actually got a bit of a story behind it. So as the tale goes, what are we in now? February. So last July, I think it was, my granddad had a heart attack. He didn't die, mind. He just had a heart attack. He's in his 80s. Still works every day. He's a farmer. He'll never give up. So he had a heart attack. So he came and stayed. Well, he was staying with my parents for a while, who lived next door to me. It's a whole thing. So they lived next door to me. So they were staying there. And realistically, it was looking like him and his wife, my grandmother, couldn't really look after themselves anymore. So they were going to live there. That was all fine. So I offered to buy his house off him in the nearby town. Because he wanted to sell it to family, and that way it would free up a bit of equity and such. So I brought his house off him. That was last summer. And this sword, I found it in the house. Because obviously it was full of like years of crap. They've been living there for like 60 years. He can't really remember where he got it. According to my dad, they found it on the side of a road. But that seems a little unlikely, doesn't it? So I've had a few people look at it, and no one can really make head nor tail of it. George, who's in a few videos, knows a bit about swords. He's not really sure. He says it's got the feel of something real. And I had a metalwork friend of mine look at it, and he goes, well, it's an unusual metal. It feels like copper, but it could be bronze. So I don't really know a lot about it. There is a mark on the blade, but you know what? Until right now, I remember the mark being there, but I've realised I've never even looked into it to figure out what it is. I don't care. I just like having it here. Yeah. The story of the house doesn't end there. Actually, I was gonna put an extension on it and sell it or rent it out or something I've got history as a landlord, you see. I was going to do that, but then obviously my granddad had a falling out with my mother, who was looking after him at the time. They left, moved back into the house, which I own. Don't pay me any rent or anything, and so here I am with a house I pay the bills on, I get no income from, and I can't even live in it. Half-heartedly, I was going to put an office there because I can get high-speed internet there. I get like 100 down. I get 0.2 where I am right now. It's hell. This video will take like days to upload. But you know, it's a whole thing. I could evict them. The only trouble is, I can't have that story in the papers. You know, slumlord grandson evicts own grandparents. So that's the sword. Another question I've had: who is this? That's about. He's not here now. It's about George, the long-haired, bearded, Viking-looking fellow who appears on the channel every now and again. He's just a friend. He had his own channel, and I was like, "Oh, do you want to be in some videos? You know, hang out a bit?" He was like, "Yeah, okay." But we're both very busy, and our schedules don't line up that well. So, also when. Of the 3 or 4 times we've met to make videos, I fucked up with the audio. Like, I either haven't turned his mic on, or I haven't turned any mics on. So we've made like 20 videos together, but I've only been able to release like 5 or 6. And even then, I didn't want to, but it was where I'd been given free games, and I was like, well, I've got to release the videos, even though they're crap. It was a whole catch-22. Right, so that's year 1 of Pixel Spank. Could go through. I did consider doing like a small awards ceremony here, but then I didn't really want to do the work for it, which is very much my motto. Because literally the only award I could come up with was worst thumbnail of the year. The winner of that is, of course, Let's Play Super Smash Brothers. Just appalling. I said to Danny, yeah, well, do you want to do the thumbnails for this? And he goes, yeah, all right. I was like, he knows how to use Photoshop. He's got a lot of experience in this. He's done marketing courses and such. I was like, he'll know what he's doing. And I'm assuming here is the result, because it's just awful. You got terrible word art along the top, and it's green on black, if memory serves. It's very hard to read. You've got a weird picture-in-picture thing going on, and roughly half of the retail is just black. I'm crap with thumbnails. I don't try, but I was like, this is awful. I said to him like, a week after it came out, I was like, was that what you meant? Was that what you were going for? That's terrible. But yeah, I don't really mind. I don't take this particularly seriously, so I didn't much care about it. That's also why you may notice I never do that thing where you ask people to like, comment, and subscribe. Technically, I just did it then because I hate people who do that, so I'll never do it. But it's to the detriment of the channel. That's actually a secret of the channel. I try and sabotage literally everything I create on here. I refuse to do any kind of clickbait titles, even though I really could in many cases. I hate fucking thumbnails, particularly when they've got arsehole faces on them. I can't stand that. I really hate fake enthusiasm, so I don't do any of that. I hate actual enthusiasm, so I don't do any of that. Jokes, entertainment, any kind of backing music, production value, quality, any comedy whatsoever, any entertainment whatsoever. I try not to do any of that. Video over.